The Galactic Council had watched humanity for 300 years. They observed from the shadows as the young species crawled from their blue marble into the void of space. They documented every technological advancement. They analyzed every cultural shift. And in all that time, the Council reached one unanimous conclusion. Humans were dangerously primitive. Admiral of the Dominion fleet stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Eternal Silence. His four eyes scanned the holographic display showing Earth's defensive positions. 12,000 human vessels formed a desperate line between his armada and their. His mandibles clicked with amusement. The humans had no idea what was coming. "Signal the fleet," commanded. "Begin the approach, standard conquest formation." His tactical officer, a younger member of his species, hesitated. "Admiral, should we not deploy our shield harmonics first? The humans may have—" "Have what?" interrupted. "Energy weapons, plasma arrays, quantum disruptors." He made a sound that passed for laughter among his kind. "The intelligence reports are clear. These primitives still use projectile weapons. They shoot metal pellets at each other like children throwing stones. Their most advanced ships carry what they call en masse drivers, kinetic weapons that the galaxy abandoned 10,000 years ago." The tactical officer nodded slowly. "As you command, Admiral." Across the void of space, aboard the UENS Defiance, General Stone watched the alien fleet emerge from faster-than-light travel. His weathered face showed no fear. After 40 years of military service, he had learned that fear was a luxury soldiers could not afford. Around him, the command center buzzed with controlled activity. Officers relayed information. Tactical displays updated in real time. And somewhere in the back of his mind, a voice whispered that this might be humanity's last day. "General," his aide called out, "the alien fleet numbers approximately 8,000 vessels. Their flagship appears to be 3 times the size of anything we have." Stone nodded slowly. "And their weapons?" "Plasma-based energy systems, sir. According to our captured intelligence, they operate on a frequency-based targeting matrix. Their shields are designed to absorb and redirect energy attacks." A thin smile crossed Stone's face. "Energy attacks, interesting." The young aide frowned. "Sir." "Lieutenant, do you know why the Galactic Council never contacted us? Why they watched from the shadows all these years?" "No, sir." Stone turned to face the main. The alien armada was a wall of lights against the darkness. "Because they think we are primitive. They see our projectile weapons and assume we are inferior. They have forgotten something important about the universe." "What is that, sir?" "Physics does not care about sophistication. A bullet does not become less deadly because it is simple." Admiral felt supremely confident as his fleet closed the distance. His shields were operating at full capacity. His plasma cannons were charged and ready. The human fleet looked pathetic in comparison. Their ships were blocky and utilitarian. No elegant curves, no shimmering energy fields, just metal boxes floating in space. "Open a channel to their command ship," he ordered. "I want them to know who conquers them today." The communication link established. On his appeared a human male, old by their species standards, gray hair, hard eyes, had studied human expressions. This one showed no fear at all. How curious. "I am Admiral of the Dominion," he announced. "Your species has been judged unworthy of independent existence. Surrender now, and some of you will be permitted to live as servants of the greater races. Resist, and you will be exterminated." The human general remained silent for a long moment. Then he spoke in a calm, measured voice. "Admiral, I have one question for you before we begin." Was amused by this bravado. "Ask your question, primitive." "Have you ever been shot?" The alien admiral's mandibles clicked in confusion. "Shot? With what? Your metal pellets, our shields will." "Thank you for your answer," General Stone interrupted. "That tells me everything I need to know. Defiance out." The communication cut. Stared at the blank screen, a strange feeling creeping through his thorax. Before he could analyze it, his tactical officer shouted an alert. "Admiral, the human fleet is advancing. They are firing." Watch the tactical display. Thousands of projectiles streaked through space toward his armada. Metal slugs, explosive shells, magnetically accelerated rounds traveling at fractions of light speed. He almost laughed. Almost. "Let them waste their ammunition," he said. "Our shields will." The first impact cut off his words. The round struck the forward shield of the Eternal Silence. The shield was designed to absorb energy, to convert plasma and laser fire into harmless heat. But this was not energy. This was mass. Pure, simple, physical mass traveling at tremendous velocity. The shield flickered, confused by what it encountered. It tried to absorb something that could not be absorbed. The kinetic force transferred directly through. The ship shook violently. Alarms screamed. Crew members fell from their stations, gripped his command chair with all four hands. "Report," he demanded. "Hull breach, sections 12 through 15. The projectile punched clean through our outer armor." "Impossible. Increase shield power." "Admiral, the shields are at maximum. They are not designed to stop physical matter." Across the human fleet, the same realization was dawning on every captain and crew member. The aliens had shields that could stop energy weapons, but they had no defense against something as simple as a bullet. General Stone watched the chaos unfold on his tactical display. Alien ships were lighting up with impact markers. Their beautiful, advanced vessels were being torn apart by weapons they considered obsolete. Their shields, so effective against plasma and lasers, were useless against high-velocity metal. "All ships," Stone commanded. "Focus fire on their capital ships. Make every shot count." The UENS Defiance opened up with its main batteries. 16 turrets fired in sequence, sending tungsten rounds the size of automobiles screaming through space at 10% the speed of light. Each round hit with the force of a small nuclear weapon. And unlike nuclear weapons, there was no radiation, no heat signature to trigger defensive systems. Just raw, brutal kinetic energy. Admiral watched his fleet die around him. Ships that had conquered 100 worlds were breaking apart under the relentless barrage. His plasma cannons fired back, but the humans were smart. They kept moving, kept changing angles. The slower plasma bolts missed more often than they hit. And when they did hit, the human ships simply endured. Their hulls were thick steel and composite armor, designed to absorb impacts, not redirect energy. "We need to retreat," his tactical officer said, voice trembling. "Admiral, we must." "No," shouted. "We are the Dominion. We do not flee from primitives." But his crew knew better. Across the fleet, captains were making their own decisions. Ships began turning, attempting to engage their faster-than-light drives, but the humans had anticipated this. Their smaller ships, fast frigates armed with missile batteries, had flanked the alien formation. They launched their payloads, thousands of missiles carrying conventional warheads, no guidance systems that could be jammed, no energy signatures that could be tracked, just simple rockets with simple explosives. The missiles found their targets. Alien engines exploded. FTL drives failed. Ships that tried to flee found themselves crippled and drifting. General Stone felt no joy as he watched the alien armada crumble. War was not about joy. It was about survival. And today, humanity would survive. "Sir," his aide said quietly, "their flagship is still active. Should we demand surrender?" Stone considered this for a moment. Then he shook his head. "No, they came here to enslave or exterminate us. They need to understand what that choice cost them. Target the Eternal Silence. All batteries, continuous fire." The Defiance and 20 other capital ships concentrated their fire on the alien flagship. Rounds, missiles, even old-fashioned explosive shells rained down on the massive vessel. Its shields collapsed within seconds. Its armor, designed to withstand energy weapons, cracked and shattered under the physical assault. Admiral stood on his dying bridge, flames rising around him, the screams of his crew filling the air. Through the smoke, He saw the mane flicker to life. The human general appeared once more. "You asked if I had ever been shot," Stone said calmly. "The answer is yes. 3 times. I have the scars to prove it. That is the difference between your people and mine, Admiral. We never forgot what it means to be hurt, to bleed, to fight with whatever we have. You built empires with your advanced technology. We built survival with our bare hands and simple tools." Felt his ship shudder as another round struck. "You think this changes anything? The Council will send more fleets. They will. They will find the same thing waiting for them," Stone interrupted. "Bullets, bombs, missiles, simple weapons wielded by a species that refuses to die quietly. Tell your Council that. Tell them what primitives can do when they fight for their home." The communication ended. Seconds later, the eternal silence broke apart under the final barrage. Admiral and his crew became debris, scattered across the void. The battle lasted 4 more hours. Of the 8,000 alien ships that had arrived to conquer Earth, fewer than 200 managed to escape. The rest were destroyed or captured. The human fleet suffered losses as well. Almost 2,000 ships were damaged or destroyed. Nearly 50,000 sailors and Marines gave their lives, but Earth remained free. In the days that followed, reports spread across the galaxy. The Dominion, one of the most powerful forces in known space, had been decimated by a species using projectile weapons. The Galactic Council convened emergency sessions. Analysts struggled to understand what had happened. How could such primitive technology defeat their advanced shields? The answer was simple, though few wanted to accept it. The galaxy had evolved beyond physical warfare. They had embraced energy weapons because they were clean, efficient, and civilized. They had forgotten that war was not meant to be civilized. They had forgotten that sometimes the oldest tools were the most effective. General Stone retired 6 months after the battle. He spent his remaining years on a small farm in Montana, far from the politics and celebrations. When reporters asked him about the victory, he always gave the same answer. "We did not win because we were stronger or smarter. We won because we remembered something the galaxy forgot. Violence is ugly, war is brutal, and when you strip away all the technology, all the sophistication, what matters most is simple. Hit hard, hit fast, and never stop hitting until the other side cannot hit back." Humanity was no longer watched from the shadows. They were feared, not because they had advanced weapons, not because they had superior technology, but because they had proven something the galaxy had forgotten. Sometimes, primitive was exactly what you needed to win.